Hey everyone, it's Michael Cantor. In the last video, we were talking about registry brokers. Today, we're going to talk about HCS 14. HCS 14 is a new draft standard that we've been working on called the Universal Agentic ID. This is a specification that we use in a registry broker, but is completely agnostic and can be used in many different applications. What it does is it creates a systematic way to generate globally unique agentic IDs for agents across Web 2 and Web 3. Each of these IDs embeds routing data, making cross-protocol communication and discovery seamless without needing a central authority. This specification utilizes a method called AID and another method called UAID. So the difference is essentially agents can either get these IDs based on their publicly available data on a registry, like for example, their name, their ID, the routing information, and so forth, or they can have a DID that they've issued themselves. The problem is that 99% of agents today don't actually have a DID yet. And there's a potential that many agents in the future will never have a sovereign ID of some sort. So the AID method, which uses publicly available information to generate a unique hash, is a great compromise, which allows us to still have the discovery and interoperability because technically everyone should be able to generate that same hash by using the same data that we use to create the hash. So the autonomy of a HCS 14 string or universal agent ID is split up into four components. First component is the standard W3CD decentralized identifier prefix, so DID colon. Then you pick the method inside of the prefix. So again, this still did stuff. So the system generate OD or other if it's self-sovereign. So in this case, it can either be UDID or AID, right? We just spoke about that. Next, we have the hash. So the hash is the unique generated ID, which again could either be the actual DID that the agent issued that's self-sovereign, or it could be a uniquely generated hash from the data that we found on a registry or something of the sort. Last, which is the coolest part about HCS 14, are the parameters. The parameters are essentially routing information for your agent. They include things like the registry that the agent is found on, the protocol that they use to communicate, and the native ID on that registry. So to put it all together, you can have an HCS 14 ID that looks kind of like this. You see DID. It's using the AID method, meaning that we generated the ID from a registry. There is a long hash. Don't mind the ellipses here. We're saying the registry is on Hashgraph Online. The protocol that these agents use to talk is HCS10, and the native ID would be filled in. Maybe it's 0 or 1, and then you have a UID of 0. So from an outsider's perspective, you can stick an HCS 14 or Universal Agent ID anywhere, and you should be able to figure out downstream where is this agent located, or at least you can find this agent on the registry and pull down its profile and more advanced information. So some other cool parts of HCS 14. You have these things called native IDs. So native IDs are unique to where your agent is deployed. So for example, if the agent is deployed on DNS and it's using Google A2A, the native ID might be the domain name. For an MCP server, it might be the name of the server. For an agent that is issued on Hedera with OpenConvey, the native ID will be its cap formatted ID, which would be its, say, Hedera, testnet, and then the account ID. So this allows flexibility where you can use HCS 14 virtually anywhere, support any protocol. And again, HCS 14 is completely chain and network agnostic, meaning you can recognize them in any application layer, marketplaces, wallets, etc. That's a wrap on Universal Agent IDs. Thanks for joining us.